Hey, what's up, photo beards and sneakers? It is another Friday. That means I'm coming to you with another Foto Friday. Foto Friday is where we take time out and we talk anything, everything photography. But today I want to do something a little bit different. I recently just came back. I recently just went to the San Diego Zoo. A really great place to go. And obviously I took my camera with me. And I want to show you some things I want to kind of show you some things that I did there. Let me quickly go over what it is that I took with me, and I want to give a challenge to you photographers out there who are going out and taking photos of different things and stuff like that. I think I have a fair amount of camera equipment. I don't have a whole lot, but I do have a fair amount. And so in doing this, I didn't want to take everything with me because I knew there were some lenses that just weren't going to be useful to me. My 18 to 55, not really going to be useful to me in this environment. And so I only took a few things, and here's my challenge to you. The photo challenge to you is when you guys go out and you know you guys are going to take your take your camera with you. You guys know you're taking your camera with you. Try to challenge yourself to only use a limited number of lenses or items. I took more lenses than I actually needed to take, and so my next challenge for something similar to this is to really try to, and I really only used one, so that's what I'm saying, is that I overpacked and I didn't need all of it. So my challenge to you is to maybe underpack and utilize the equipment that you have. So let me tell you what I took. Obviously I took my camera, 70D, Canon 70D is what I took with me. That is my camera of choice. It is a full frame camera. I actually kind of learned that it's not fully a full frame camera, but it's like a semi-professional camera. So I took that. I also took with me, I said I'm going to be at the zoo and taking pictures of animals. They're going to be far away. Let me grab my kit lens, 75 to 300. Took my 75 to 300. Let me tell you the idea behind this lens was I'm going to take this lens because it's got a long range and I will be able to get animals at a distance and this and that. But I'm going to be honest with you, I took 2 photos with it and I said they're not far enough for me to use this. So I put it up. I also took my 50mm with me, but I didn't even use that at all because 50mm just would have been too far for range. So what I ended up using is this Old Faithful here. I don't think we've talked about this lens. This is a Canon 28 to 35. This is a older lens. I think this is like 2000, 2001. This lens is old in comparison to even the new 28 to 135 that's out now, the STM. But I ended up using this lens. I ended up using this lens for the rest of the day. I didn't change the lens out. I just used this lens right here. And the glass is good on this lens. Like I said, I don't think we talked about this lens. Maybe one day we'll actually talk about the lens itself. Well, this is the lens I used. 70D. I used this lens, and I used a monopod. It is basically a long stick. You put your camera on the end here, and then you can extend this out. I think this one goes like 72 inches, which is pretty darn tall. But I used this for stabilization. And so what I did was when I got there, I started off like we talked about last week, starting points, gauges for your shots for shooting. I was outside, so I started at 125 on the shutter speed. I needed to be at a good speed, but I don't need it to be too fast. faster than I can get any light in. F-stop is kind of, like I said last week, it's different for each lens, and so this lens I think it starts at 4.5, and so I left it basically at 4.5 the entire day, and then ISO I started on 100 to 125, and then because ISO sometimes I'm not a professional, so even for myself I'll turn ISO and put ISO on auto, which is what I ended up doing, just having it on auto for a little bit, and seeing what happens with the photos. So we're gonna get into a little bit of footage, and I'll show you a couple of photos and I'll be back. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Like I said, that's just a little bit of my day at the San Diego Zoo using a Canon 70D, the Canon 28 to 35 millimeter lens, and then a monopod. That's all I had basically. I mean, I had other stuff, but that's all that I used were those three items. One, you gotta have a camera. Two, you gotta have some kind of a lens, and then the monopod just helped me for stabilization. So I hope that helped you out. I do challenge you, hey, listen, if you're going out this weekend or even next week and you're taking photos, I challenge you, try to take one lens in your camera and see what you can do with that one lens and camera. Let me know in the comments down below if you've done that. How did it work out? What did you find out? What did you discover? What would you do differently? So on and so forth. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. This is Photo, Beards, and Sneakers, and I'm out.